Hello, 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 YouTube. This is Set Free from the Trap Ministry. I am on here to share about living, living in the last days. We are living in the last days. Look, look at the days that we are living in. We are living in the last days. That's what I'm on here to share about living in the last days in this world today. I'm here to talk about the times that we are living in. So that's what this message will be about. Living in the last days. About the times that we are living in right now. So I'm going to share this right now. About living in the last days. The times that we are living in. That's what the message is going to be about. We are living in the last days according to Jesus Christ. Here we go about the days we're living in. It's in 2 Timothy 3, but it says, mark this, there will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, abusive, disobedient to their parent, ungrateful, unholy, without love, slander, without self-control, brute, lovers, not lovers of good, but treacherous, wrath, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. They will have a form of godliness. They will have a form of godliness, but denying the power. Today in our world, people are more in love with pleasure. People are in love with entertainment, with being entertained. People are in love with pleasure. People are in love with violent hip hop lyrics. They're in love with pleasure. Say in the last days, people would be conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, and people will have a form of godliness. Today, people are so in love with pleasure. They're so in love with pleasure. When a man or woman can sit up and listen to some violent hip hop lyrics and they say, "Oh, it's just entertainment. Always, it's entertainment. I just want to be entertained." You know what? The devil is deceiving that person. They're being deceived. They're being deceived. People are in love with the pleasures of this world rather than being in love with Jesus. They're in love with violent stuff because they're in love with pleasure. And people got a form of godliness today. People could pretend like they with Jesus, but they're not with Jesus. They're pretending. So being in love with pleasure. When a man or woman can sit up and listen to some violent hip hop lyrics and just call it entertainment because you want to be entertained, the devil is deceiving that person. They're being deceived. They're being deceived. They're being deceived. When you can sit up and listen to great degrading lyrics on a digital album and just say, it's just a rap song. It's nothing. Something is wrong with that person. They in love. They in love with the pleasures of this world. They in love. They're in love with the pleasures of this world. We are living in the last days. People are in love with money. They in love with self, disobedient to parents, abusive. People are more in love with pleasure than being in love with Christ. They're more in love with the things of the world. They're more in love with that. So we are living in the last days. People want to be entertained. So they will be treacherous, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. That's what's going on right now. People are in love with entertainment. People are in love with people entertaining them. Being in love with entertainment is not good. You more in love with entertainment than being in love with Christ. People are in love with pleasure. The things of the world are passing away. 1 John 1:15. But I pray for those people who can sit up and listen to violent stuff and think ain't nothing wrong with it. The devil is deceiving that person. They're being deceived. Revelation 12:9. Bye bye.